Welcome in, everybody, to the 423 Football Podcast. Today is our KPT BALLAS League of Records show for Week 5. Going to do a little recap. I'm your host, Brandon Bouchard, joined here by Brett Hamilton.
Hello.
And Kevin Johnson once again.
Skr, skr.
And Steele might pop in at some point. Don't know. He's driving from Johnson City. So, I don't know. Maybe he'll show up here in a little bit.
Maybe.
But, like I said, today is going to be our KPT BALLAS bonus show. We'll try not to keep it too long. Got a lot to go through. A bunch of news happened, actually. We had breaking news about an hour ago, which we'll get into here in a second. But first, if you listen to the past two shows, you know we've started our Beer of the Episode segment. So, without further ado, today's beer is Leinenkugel's Oktoberfest. So,
With a K.
Oktoberfest with a K. Oh, I never noticed that.
It's German.
He's a German. He's a German built. Made in Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
So go pack.
Oh, okay.
Take your sip. Go pack.
It passes.
No,
Dece.
it's about
Dece plus.
It's about what you expect from an Oktoberfest. Kind of a little sweeter, but
Could use more pumpkin.
it could always
Couldn't
use
we
more.
all?
Yeah, but I love Leinekugel. Not so much their shandies because I just don't like shandies that much. But
Yeah, those are
Leinekugel,
disgusting.
I love that. So yeah, we'll be sipping on this throughout the show, and if you hear a glug glug, that's us. All right, so now into the fantasy news. And first things first, Ezekiel Elliott. The Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals has vacated Ezekiel Elliott's temporary injunction, so therefore the suspension, his 6-game suspension, is reinstated. It is currently he is suspended from all football activities at this moment. Like if there was a practice tomorrow, he couldn't show up to it. But I don't know.
There's probably still a workaround.
Well, obviously, Zeke is expected to immediately file an appeal. Cowboys have a bye this week, so I don't really know how that plays out. I'll have to look all that or get more in detail with that. But I don't know what or how the NFL processing works, because the appeals process is basically a circus right now.
I've been waiting for years for them to make a third never-ending story, but I guess we got it.
That's true.
I expected it to be like Brady suspension-esque, but this is so much more than that. It's going to be like appeal. Zeke's he's obviously going to file his appeal, and then NFL is probably going to file an appeal, and then over and over and over and over. And I don't know where it ends. I'm not a
Donald
lawyer.
J. Trump.
It ends with Donald Trump. Good Lord. Don't even say that. But yeah, so currently Zeke's suspended. Who would you rather have, though? Obviously, people are picking up, or should have already picked people up. Obviously, they listen to this on Friday. If they're still available, Alfred Morris or Darren McFadden.
Snap either of them up.
Yeah, but which one do you prefer? It's kind of up in the air, coin toss, really, to me.
I prefer Darren McFadden since he's it's like I said on last week's show, he's the more archetypal every down back for that team, and he's more involved in the passing game rather than Alfred Morris just on skill set wise. But I think that both of them are definitely worth the roster spot.
I'm going to go Alfred Morris.
I
don't know.
I mean, it's hard.
Honestly, it is a coin flip.
It's hard
It's
to
just going to be. It's just going to be. Everyone's going to be watching the first.
We honestly don't really know. It's
Yeah.
like the Vikings thing. Like everyone thought it was Latavius,
Yeah.
and then Jarrett McKinnon took it,
could
and we don't know if
easily-
he actually has the
easily
job
see
or not. So.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a committee because Cowboys usually run with one guy. We'll just see who it's going to be. Alfred Morris has got more work this year, but Darren McFadden's got more work in the past. So
Yeah.
we'll see. All right, I'm going to run through some news. Obviously, that's the big news, but run through a bunch of injuries that players are dealing with at the moment. Just stop me if you have any takes on anything or anything at all. All right.
Stop. Sorry.
Yes. All right. Well, not really. I'll start off. This isn't really injury related, but Kevin Hogan has been named the starter for the Browns for Week 6. So no Deshaun Kaiser. I think it's a good thing because Kaiser just clearly wasn't ready for the NFL. He's a young quarterback.
No.
So maybe we'll see some improvement from the Browns. It's still the Browns.
It's a good stock for Josh Gordon.
We'll get to that at the end. You hold on to that. All right, Tyler Eifert having back surgery will miss the rest of the 2017 season.
Water's still wet.
Yeah. Ty Montgomery dealing with rib injury. He was wearing a flak jacket at practice. Apparently taking hits and doing fine. Not guaranteed to play though. So I don't know if he does play. I'm kind of avoiding him and Aaron Jones because I feel like they're going to use both. But if Montgomery's out, I would really, really like to use Aaron Jones in this game.
Yeah.
Even if Ty plays, I think you're still running Aaron Jones out just from what you saw last week. And if Ty plays, he's probably going to be somewhat limited, which means Aaron Jones is already going to be worked into the game from what they've said. So
Jones looks good.
Yeah, he looks very good.
Rob Kelly not expected to play this week. Samaje Perine or Chris Thompson. Who'd you rather have?
I mean,
in standard PPR, it's obviously Chris Thompson.
I mean, probably Chris Thompson because when Perine's played, he's looked like nothing. But
he's gotten touches. He's gotten like 20 touches and still.
They have said that he's going to get the majority of the carries.
I'm so not excited about that.
Yeah.
He can't do anything with it.
I think it's a roster him and maybe something happens.
Yeah. All right, Orleans Darkwa and Carlos Hyde off their injury reports, so they should be good to go. Mike Williams apparently is going to play this week. That's what they're expecting, so we might get to see another rookie show up. Obviously, we haven't seen anything from him yet, but I don't know. I guess he's worth a roster spot if he's out there and you have a spot available, but there's a lot of mouths to feed in San Diego, so he's a great target. He might be perfect for Phillip Rivers. It's just a wait and see kind of thing.
Does that change your outlook on Keenan Allen for just this week?
Not really, because Keenan Allen's still doing. I mean, he's doing okay. He's not anything great right now.
Yeah.
But
the Chargers haven't been that great right now.
And Keenan Allen's still Phillip Rivers' guy, other than his tight ends.
Yeah, I think it's the same thing as Willie Snead coming back doesn't affect Michael Thomas's stock because he's still going to get his.
They're two different.
Michael Thomas and Keenan Allen are the same kind of guys. They're going to get their 10 targets a game, and it's going to be fun.
And honestly, I think in both cases, I think it helps more than hurts.
Yeah,
just opening up the field.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, Marcus Mariota hamstring limited on Thursday. It's probably going to be another game time decision. That's on Monday though, so might be okay there. Matt Forte is actually he was actually practicing today or Thursday in a limited role. He's been dealing with turf toe. We obviously know Bilal Powell is going to be out, but I guess Elijah McGuire is probably going to get the workload. But if Forte is in, then we kind of need to temper the expectations of Elijah McGuire.
Yeah.
Hey, look who shows up. Mr. Steele.
We got special guest number 2.
Special guest number 2. Mr. Steele has shown up finally.
Grab you a beer, son.
Would you like to taste a Leinenkugel? It's the beer of the episode, sir.
Oktoberfest with a K.
You look like you just came from Jiffy Lube. Take a seat. Grab a mic. All right, we're gonna move on. All right, Travis Kelce. He's still in the concussion protocol, limited on Thursday again. Gonna have to monitor. A lot of players we got to monitor this week, really.
There's a lot of banged up guys.
Yeah, Julio Jones dealing with a hip injury still. He was limited on Thursday. Devontae Parker did not practice on Thursday. Sam Bradford and Stephon Diggs did not practice Thursday. I think Case Keenum's probably going to start this game regardless.
It's a pretty good bet.
Yeah. Derek Carr is expected to play this week, so kind of a shocker there. Thought it was going to be 2 to 6 weeks. It's only going to be 1 week. Also, in that Raiders-Chargers game, they're not considering moving the Raiders-Chargers game due to the wildfires and the air and smoke and everything. But I mean, something could happen. I don't know what could happen.
It could be a factor.
Yeah, with the wildfires and everything. 2 more quick things. Chuck Pagano says Marlon Mack not ready for a bigger role. I don't really know what that means. Frank Gore's not really doing much. He's not getting any younger or anything like that. And Marlon Mack's shown that he's been fine. I understand he's been injured, but why not give him a bigger role? And then David Johnson, they say he won't return before week 12. So I don't know. That's pretty much what is that. that's almost the fantasy playoffs.
I mean, you got fantasy playoffs usually start week 15, so and you also have to consider if they're going to actually bring him back, even if he's ready, because they're not looking to be playoff contenders this year. So
yeah, and they have Adrian Peterson now, so why do they even need David Johnson?
AD all day.
All right, so still, you finally at the mic now?
Yeah, word up. What's good?
We in this.
Did you try your beverage?
It's no course.
Oh, I hate you. Get out.
Spoken like a true oil changer.
All right, I'm going to jump into the KPT Ballas Week 5 recap. First and foremost, I'm still undefeated at 5-0.
Still a douchebag.
Still a douche.
That's all I'm saying. I'm not elaborating. All right, so we have 5 teams, or a 5-way tie, just based on record, not points or anything like that. For second, we got Matt, Bush, Steele, Kevin, and Heather, all at 3-2 right now. So kind of tight. Peyton's at 2-3. Brett, Charles, and Joseph are at 1-4.
Would like to give a quick shout out to our boy Brett for being the second highest scorer 2 weeks in a row and losing 2 weeks in a row.
And the third highest score overall.
Some
being 1-4.
bad beats right there.
Yeah.
Sucks to suck, Brett.
Yeah, it hasn't been a fun
Draft
year for
better.
Brett.
No sympathy.
Yeah, I do want to point out, I don't know, Brett and Steele might know, but in our work league, or our former work league, I should say, my brother actually has lost 2 of his past 3 games. Both of those games he lost by .06 points. He's done it twice now. I don't know how, but that's...
I think I would just never play fantasy again.
it's not a fun time to own that
Be
team.
alive.
Yeah, but all in all, between our matchups, I guess it was kind of a boring week. There weren't really many close games. Matt was the highest scorer with 133, but I guess the main thing is the standings are kind of getting shifted around and a little tighter.
Yeah, especially if you, and maybe some guy had Odell Beckham on his team.
I was just about to segue into that,
No,
so that was a perfect. Oh yeah, still loses Odell Beckham. That's tough.
And all faith.
Hey, there is a savior in the pipeline.
Josh Gordon.
His name is Josh Gordon.
Hey, we're not there yet. We're getting there.
We are always there.
We're getting there. But I guess you could. Peyton lost the better Giants receiver, Brandon Marshall.
Don't ever do another podcast.
So both taking terrible injuries this week. Moving into the awards, Star Bench Award, and usually when I get the Star Bench Award, it's just like it hasn't really been like that out of question why they started different players. So I kind of like in parentheses I wrote Bonehead Award just for because this one actually like why on earth did you do this? But Peyton left 64 points on his bench this week, which included Devontae Adams, Aaron Jones, and Will Fuller.
I wouldn't have started Aaron Jones. I would have started Will Fuller.
You want to
I would have started Aaron
I would have
Jones.
started Aaron Jones, without a doubt.
Will Fuller I wouldn't have, but Aaron Jones
I
I
wouldn't
would
know if
have.
I would have started Devontae Adams. You know what he's going to do after he just died the week before.
Yeah, I mean, I can. There's arguments for starting and sitting all these guys, but either way, I mean, he was playing. Well, that's one reason I'm still 5-0. He would have. I would be 4-1 if Peyton would have started. Hey, I'm just
Did you
saying.
guys hear that Brandon's 5-0?
Well,
Breaking news.
all right, moving on. We got the Bold Move That Worked Award. I guess you can call it bold, but
I started Cam.
you started Cam.
That's a bold move.
One love.
Well, you can say that you are getting the award, but it's not for that. It's for not picking up a tight end to replace Gronk.
Word.
It felt,
This team's too good.
I guess it just felt like there was no one to drop.
I knew any tight end I pick up would give me the same amount of points.
Unless it was Ed Dixon, apparently. Going off for...
The GOAT.
He's top 15 in yards by tight end all time now.
God,
That's astounding.
yeah. Goodness gracious. But bold
Can
move.
you say Hall of Famer?
Bold move that works. Going to Steele for that. Now we got. I gotta mention trades because Kevin over here is
Billy
going,
Bean.
Billy Bean.
I had a couple team name changes this week, so I was Squanchers. Shout out to all my Rick and Morty bros.
Oh, God.
Hit me up with that Szechuan. But I changed it to Billy Bean's Wet Dream Team. And then swiftly changed it to I Make Money Moves as a nod to my girl Cardi B.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, aside from the team names, feel free to take any of those and never use them. But yeah, Kevin made 2 trades within, I guess, a day. I'll mention one first because one's obviously drastically different than the other.
Within 12 hours.
Also think those are I think that's 5 trades that I've done this year, which is more than we usually have total in the league.
Yeah, people are usually, no one trusts each other anymore after years of doing this.
They won't after me this year.
Yeah, but okay. So Kevin, he sent his boy Christian McCaffrey away.
Rip in peace.
He sent him to Bush for Alshon Jeffrey. So that's
my logic is I have a plethora of running backs, which we'll get to why I have a plethora of running backs. But I also just really wanted a piece of the Eagles' passing game because Carson Wentz looks amazing, and Alshon is the target guy there. So I think that he's played 3 shutdown corners the last 3 weeks, and he's still been serviceable. So I think that there's better days to come for him.
Yeah, both McCaffrey and Alshon were actually on my sell list recently, but I can see, trading for either one. There's upside easily with both of them. All right, now to the other trade. Kevin sends Joseph Deshaun Watson, and he gets Jay Ajayi.
And so...
There's no so, it's just...
So last week, the New Orleans Saints were on bye. So I have Drew Brees. So I needed a quarterback. So I was like, Deshaun Watson looked good last week. I picked him up. Blew up again. So instead of trade, sell high, Got my boy Jay Ajayi. I hope, again, I'm a believer in good things to come. So hopefully.
Yeah, it's definitely, because we're in a 1-quarterback league, it's definitely a lot worse of a trade because it's a 1-quarterback league. Otherwise, if it was a 2-quarterback league, I can kind of see it.
Yeah, I'm still very high on Deshaun Watson. Honestly, I was considering trading Breeze instead of Watson because I think that Watson is on the same tier as Breeze, Brady, and Rodgers right now. But I just felt like Breeze is a more sure thing than Watson. So
yeah, and I guess I forgot what I was gonna say. I forgot what I was gonna say. We'll come back to that.
Smooth.
Yeah, nice. So I'll just transition in off of that terrible segue into waiver wire. Waiver wire this week, I picked up Jerick McKinnon. I think he was the number 1 guy gone. So kind of, I'm liking that. I don't really
picked up Jerick McKinnon. I'm 5-0.
Him as a Viking. I don't know how much I'll start him going up against the Packers because I never do that.
Yeah, I don't think this has ever been covered on the show, but Brandon is religious about not starting his players on his team when they play the Packers.
He's an idiot.
Which is, in my opinion, insanity. But that's what happens when you're a Packers fan. So
hey, it's team first, fantasy team second. But
you're a loser.
Yeah, I got McKinnon, and then I picked up Alfred Morris. Very, very quickly.
3 minutes after the news break.
Literally, I was sitting in class today, and I was
nerd.
I got on the SleeperBot app, which if anyone doesn't have the SleeperBot app, you need to
plug.
Not a sponsor, just like the beer, not a sponsor. But yeah, I picked up Alfred Morris just within 5 seconds of that. I scrambled and got my.
There was no way you did it in 5 seconds.
It was close to 5 seconds. But yeah, I had a timer on it.
You can't even read that sentence in 5 seconds.
All right. But yeah, so McKinnon and Alfred Morris. Brett gets Marlon Mack. Kevin gets Austin Sperry-Jenkins. Steele gets the Broncos defense.
You're about to eat this week.
Yeah, Broncos defense.
Eli's just going to throw
Jags finna
completions.
Eat, though.
The Giants play at Denver this week.
They're a great team.
Name 2 receivers that are going to start this week for the Giants.
Roger Lewis, Tavares King.
Oh.
There's 2 right there. Maybe Sterling
Evan Ingram.
All right, so moving on. Bush gets Cameron Brate, Mike Williams, as we mentioned earlier, and Sterling Shepard. Matt gets Matt Breida and Nelson Aguilar.
And Kevin gets the Jaguars.
Kevin gets the Jaguars. Week 3 matchups we got, or not week 3, I keep doing that. Week 6 matchups, I'm going up against Heather. Peyton's going to go up against Matt. Charles against Bush. Brett versus Joseph.
And Kevin will beat Josh.
Kevin and Steele.
Oh, I forgot we're playing.
Any harsh words?
I will savage you.
I don't have Odell, so I don't care.
Still
Winner gets Josh Gordon.
I
Put it
have
on
the
the board.
2 greatest receivers of all time on my bench, not playing right
Ooh,
now.
let's do that.
Winner gets Josh Gordon.
No.
As host of this podcast, that you have to do it.
I'll throw in $20 as.
Good Lord.
No, I won't.
I'll start Odell the rest of the year before I get rid of Josh Gordon.
Bet.
Hey, it's like me holding on to Jordy for that long.
Yeah, except Josh Gordon's the greatest football player that's ever
Okay,
stepped
we're
on the
getting to
field.
that. We've mentioned Josh Gordon like 10 times already, but we'll get
Because
there.
he's the greatest
Alright,
football
Can we
player
just
that's ever-
officially change the podcast name to the 423 Josh Gordon?
Oh, Josh Gordon hype train?
Okay, screw it. We'll talk about it now. Josh Gordon. Kevin obviously he sent us the uninterrupted, I guess, short documentary about Josh Gordon and where he's at in life right now.
I cried the whole time.
Yeah, how he's dealing with his rehab and everything like that, and his recovery process. So we mentioned it a few episodes ago, I think, saying what are your expectations of Josh Gordon being back this season? So after seeing all of this, and apparently he's in good terms with Roger Goodell, he's talking to him pretty regularly. Do you think Josh Gordon will be back this season?
Yes, and I will win the league.
I think if Josh Gordon wants to come back this year, he will come back this year, because I don't think it's on the NFL to say no to him. Like, they're going to say yes. Like, he's on good terms with Roger Goodell. He literally made a documentary, or was in a documentary praising Roger Goodell, which I've never seen someone do. So,
Like the only person that likes Roger Goodell is Josh Gordon.
Surprise me.
and maybe his wife.
But yeah, Josh Gordon, he's a superior talent, and
To all others.
yeah, and we haven't
He's a
seen
specimen.
it in a couple years, and even on the Browns, he can obviously do what he did. He did it with terrible quarterbacks then. He can do it with terrible quarterbacks now. It'd just be really nice to finally have that man back in the NFL uniform. All right, I'm gonna do a quick buy-sell scenario thing.
Sell them all.
Sell them all. All right,
Who's going to get hurt?
I'm just gonna list a bunch of players, now what they've been doing, and I don't know what they might do. And you tell me if you're trying to buy these players or sell these players. All right. First one, obviously we pretty much know Kevin's answer. Deshaun Watson, back-to-back 30-point weeks. Buying or selling them?
You already had that.
Huh?
Back to back to back, 3-point weeks.
I said back-to-back 30-point weeks.
I know, but he had 30 points the last 2 weeks.
I would
That's
sell
what I'm saying.
because
And this week, which would make it back to back to back.
anyway,
Like, is he going to have 30 points this week?
No, I'm just saying buying or selling. Are you trying to buy or sell for
Deshaun
him?
Watson?
Yeah.
the player, not him having.
Oh, I thought you were
back-to-back.
saying if
no.
there's-
No. I'm just saying what he did.
Okay.
I think you sell for the sole reason that his stock is probably not going to be higher, because like I do think he is a very good QB1 the rest of the year, but again, his stock's not going to be higher, and you probably picked him up off waivers, so you can get a Jay Ajayi for him or something else for him. So you never know.
Yeah. All right. Tom Brady, 12-point week this last week. AC joint sprain. I'm not. Hey, you be quiet. I'm not saying anything about that because he's obviously going to play. He's done it before with the AC joint sprain. But I mean, age is starting to become a question. The injury notion is a question.
If there's someone in
He has
your
enough
league,
yards in the league.
if there's someone in your
I
league
understand
that is
that.
willing to sell Tom Brady for anything, but less than Aaron Rodgers, you sell him or you buy him. Like, Tom Brady is the best fantasy quarterback in the league besides maybe Aaron Rodgers. Buy him.
Word.
All right, Jerick McKinnon, 20-point game this last week. You buying or selling it?
Selling. I think that he did look very impressive. He is a freak athlete. He's always been that, but he's done this before where he is come out on the first game or after AP got hurt and was like crazy good, and then just did nothing when they actually gave him the job. So I think that he's going to slow down, and you never know. But
I still think he's obviously the guy there because Latavius Murray is just not a very good running back. But I guess the fact that he's going to be the passing down back as well kind of adds to the factor. But yeah, definitely a good time to sell because I don't think a 20-point game is going to.
No, that's not going to be a regular.
No. All right, LaShawn McCoy yet to score a touchdown so far this season.
I think it's a buy for the sole reason that what are you selling him? Like, you can't sell him for something. Like, if this was an option, I would say hold hold or buy because he can't get much lower for where he was picked in the draft.
It's kind of like, he's honestly kind of in the same boat as J.J.
Yeah, J.J., DeMarco Murray, a lot of those guys.
Yeah. All right, Will Fuller, back-to-back 2-touchdown games.
Sell him. He had 2 receptions last week for 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
That is not. He has 3 touchdowns in like maybe less than 10 receptions in 2 games. That's not a repeatable thing. So
yeah. All right, Terrell Pryor. He's had 1 44-yard touchdown. Granted, you can't really take it away, but if you took that away, he's outside the top 75 at the wide receiver position.
If there's someone who still believes in, we said this a couple of weeks ago, if there's someone who still likes the name Terrell Pryor and is willing to see that 12-point game and be like, ooh, he's coming on, then I would sell him. But I also think holding him is not a bad idea because I do believe in his talent. I do believe in the Redskins. But
I do like the fact that not the fact that Terrell Pryor is doing what he's doing because I'm trying to sell him as well. But Jamison Crowder, I believe, is going to get more involved pretty soon.
They did come out and say that they're going to try and get him more targets this week.
And Josh Doxson's up and coming, and if Jordan Reed can actually get on the field, that's just going to take away from Pryor as well. All right, Ed Dixon, 175-yard performance.
I mean, in the state of tight ends, I would pick him up.
Might as well take a flyer.
Yeah, he's going to get you like 30 yards because Cam loves his tight ends, but don't expect 170 yards every game.
Yeah, and I trust this a lot more than what we saw from Mercedes Lewis a few weeks back.
Yeah, because Ed Dixon was on a team where they use tight ends a lot. Mercedes Lewis is on a team where they don't throw the ball 20 times a game.
And led by Blake Bortles.
Yes.
So, all right, one more. Speaking of the Jags, it's not really a buy or sell because I'm pretty sure everyone pretty much wants him at this point. I don't know. You give me your opinion. Leonard Fournette, running back number 3 so far this year. I mainly wanted to mention this stat. He has the fastest recorded speed so far this season, 22.05 miles per hour. This guy's 228 pounds. Tyreek Hill, to put it in perspective, Tyreek Hill is a full mile per hour slower than him at his top speed this year.
Watching Leonard Fournette's 90-yard run this week and him pulling away from DBs was absurd.
It's scary.
He is a generational talent. He could be the next Adrian Peterson level player. If you're in a dynasty league, trade for him like no other can. If you're in a keeper league, trade for him so you can have him next year. He will be a consensus top 3 running back next year.
If you're in a dynasty league or a keeper league, would you give up Zeke for Fournette?
Yes, I would give up Zeke for Fournette. Yeah, because the Jag scheme is play amazing defense and run the ball.
And Zeke has so many issues that you can't count on him. One more on why he's suspended for a year.
And he's suspended. He has the off-field issues. Their offensive line is already deteriorating, and they can't pay those guys.
That's true. What about Le'Veon?
That one's closer. I think you keep Le'Veon just because he's Le'Veon Bell. He's shown 3 or 4 years of excellence.
Let's keep Le'Veon and David Johnson over.
Yeah, I think those are the only guys in a dynasty league that I'm keeping over.
And maybe Kareem Hunt.
That's what I was about to mention. Because obviously Kareem Hunt's been the flashy guy the first couple weeks, but we might be seeing Fournette get the Rookie of the Year
Gurley or Fournette.
Fournette, not close.
Not yet. Not
In the NFL in fantasy this year, I would rather have Leonard Fournette than any running back.
Gurley though. Why would you take Gurley over Fournette?
Look at him in this offense.
They've played
really bad teams
up until last week,
Todd
and
Gurley
he
has
did
done
nothing
well.
last week.
Like the 49ers defense, the Colts defense, those are really bad defenses. And yeah, he lit them up, but so did Sammy Watkins, who had 0 catches this week.
I mean, Gurley has upside, definitely, but Fournette, I think he's on a better team for one, and they are...
Injury history doesn't concern you?
That's the one thing that I understand the foot.
Well, just even at LSU, I mean...
Yeah, I mean, I understand that, but you can't really let that scare you at this point. It can kind of weigh into the factor, but I think Fournette's a mile above Gurley, and just an injury is not going to scare me away from that.
We just talked about Le'Veon Bell entered the league with a Liz Frank injury. Like
David Johnson's obviously been hurt, but yeah, I don't know. It's going to be interesting. Just we're in like a prime time position for seeing running backs.
This rookie running back's year is the equivalent of Odell's wide receiver year. Like, it will be remembered for decades.
Yeah. I'm going to ask 2 kind of like out there questions. I know I talked to Brett about this one on the last show, I believe, or the show before that. Yeah, but I'll get to that one in a second. But first one, do you think? I know my opinion. I think Le'Veon's not going to be on the Steelers next year. Do you think he will leave? And if so, do you see like a good team fit for him?
I wouldn't be surprised if he left, but whenever there's things like this, and I think the Steelers are still a good team. I do think it depends on where they fare at the end of the season. I think if they make the playoffs, he'll stick around, and I think if they don't, he might leave. And one team I would love to see him on is the Eagles, because I think he is a massive talent, and he fits their offense really well, and they don't have a guy.
So that's true. Yeah, that's not bad. When you said Eagles, I thought of something, or my brain is going like crazy right now, but I thought of something because obviously the Giants are 0-5 right now. They just lost Odell and everybody, so honestly, they could get first or second pick in the draft. I don't know how much you guys have been watching college football, but I mean, a team with Odell Beckham and Saquon Barkley.
Saquon Barkley's not getting drafted in the first 2 picks, dude.
He should.
Is he better than Leonard Fournette? Leonard Fournette was the 4th pick.
I know, but it's just based on the teams that are picking the players.
I don't think a running back would fix the Giants.
Well, they're not drafting a quarterback.
They are drafting a quarterback.
Why wouldn't they draft a quarterback?
If there's an all-star, if there's a stellar talent at QB, they will draft a QB in the first pick.
Well, I'm completely opposed to drafting. Well, even running backs, honestly, quarterbacks and running backs in the first round. But I think that you can get a pretty good quarterback because this upcoming draft is going to be stupid good.
I think one of the Giants' biggest mistakes in building their roster is not drafting quarterbacks like the Patriots and the Packers do every year. Every year you see the Patriots and Packers picking quarterbacks in like the 4th, 5th rounds, even though they have the 2 best quarterbacks in the league because they know that they're getting older and things happen.
Or offensive line.
Yeah,
that's become a big problem for a lot of teams.
So that's like, if Eli Manning is not a good quarterback now. Like, he is just bad. So
I don't know. Maybe it's just me wanting to see those 2 on the same team. Just I don't know. It'd be exciting. But sticking with the Giants, this is the question I asked Brett. I don't know if you listened to the show a few days ago when I asked this, but obviously Odell is out. I'm not saying it's obviously the Giants aren't better, obviously, but do you think this helps them in the long run?
Odell getting hurt?
Yes.
No.
I'll explain.
His ankle bent sideways. Doesn't help anybody.
No, I'll explain. Well, the ankle thing, broken legs, as long as there's no like ligament damage, it's not that bad of an injury. You can recover from it pretty easily.
I don't know.
But no, I mean,
maybe not.
No, you can. I mean, Derek Carr did it. He's perfectly
He's a quarterback.
Fine. I know, but
what's your thought?
Okay, my thought. The Giants have been using Odell as over the past couple of years. They've been spoiled by what he can do, and they've used him as a crutch as they've moved forward. And obviously,
It's like the Lions did with Calvin, and the Cardinals used to do with Larry.
Yeah, but that's fine. But
the Bucks did with Mike Evans the past 2 years. I mean,
but
when you have a receiver,
when
you use them.
When the Lions had Calvin, they were never anything special. Even when they had Stafford and Calvin, nothing really clicked. Would you agree the Lions have a better team now than most of the years they had with Calvin?
Not because Calvin's not there.
No, I'm not saying that, but they learned to play, and they learned to play or get the entire team going instead of focusing on one guy.
Okay.
They got lazy.
Counter argument. Would the 49ers have been better without Jerry Rice?
No, because it's different scenarios. I'm just saying the Giants have gotten lazy because of Odell.
I think the Giants are just a bad team.
They just don't have a good team.
It doesn't make sense though. They were fine last year.
What do you mean fine?
They weren't fine.
They had a top 5 defense, and they had
which has nothing to do with Odell Beckham.
I know, but the team it's just nothing. They couldn't have gotten that much worse.
I don't think having one of the 5 best receivers on the earth not being on the field on your team in any way makes your team better. In the short term, in the long term, in any term.
Obviously not in the short term, but in long term, I think it makes them. It helps them, or they're going to be allowed to learn without him. And when they get him back,
but who? Tavares King and whoever you just said?
They're going to have to learn to play.
Those guys aren't going to be on the team.
I would much rather learn how to win football games with the most freak athlete,
but clearly they're not,
ever play the wide receiver position.
But clearly they're not.
Are the Steelers better if Antonio Brown just doesn't play?
No, because they don't. I don't think they lean on him as much. They just have
no team in the NFL leans on a receiver more than the Steelers lean on Antonio Brown.
Well, then why is Antonio Brown having these tirades on the sideline every couple of?
They're garbage.
He still gets targeted 14 times a game.
Last game he had 10 catches for 160 yards,
and
they got obliterated.
I'm just saying each team.
Would the Packers be better if they didn't have Jordy Nelson on the field?
No, but I'm saying it helps them in the long. Every team is different, and this.
It would help them in the long run if Eli Manning was like a second-year quarterback.
Would the Packers be better if they had to learn how to play without Aaron Rodgers?
No, but I am saying the Giants over the past couple of years have gotten lazy and spoiled because of Odell Beckham. They use him as a crutch, which is fine because he is Odell Beckham. But everyone knows what they're going to do.
What's your evidence with that? Like Odell Beckham's not getting targeted 30 times a game. Like it's not like basketball where Kobe's the only player on the court that you need to guard and you can shut him down and win the game. Like the reason why this is even an argument is because they built their team poorly and they haven't surrounded Odell Beckham with talent. They haven't surrounded Odell Beckham with a serviceable quarterback or running game or a serviceable defense that can keep the offense or keep the other team off the field.
That's what I'm trying to say. It's not anyone in particular's fault. Like from the players' perspective, it's just like the coaching and how they built it around.
So do you think when Odell comes back next year that they're going to be a better team than they were?
Then 0-5, yes.
Than they were this year with him?
Yes.
Because they hadn't won a game.
Exactly.
Okay, but playing without him this season is going to help them for when he comes back next season.
I do believe that. I think they're going to have to
disagree.
I think that premise is completely absurd and devoid of all logic.
Because when he comes back,
I said it was out there.
Because when he comes back, you know what they're going to do? The same thing they did before.
Because that's what you do. That's like if you have LeBron James on your team, you don't sit him out half the year because he'll make the other guys better.
No, I understand that. I'm just saying they got lazy because of Odell. Everyone on the team got lazy.
Steph Curry, you're too good. You need to sit down and let the other guys have a chance.
Everyone on the team didn't get lazy. They just don't have a good running back. Sterling Shepard isn't.
It's the same thing from last year. They can't be that much worse. They
went
from a playoff.
Eli Manning hasn't been playing the same.
It's just like the Steelers.
And Odell missed
the game? Steelers have a better offensive roster this year, but Ben Roethlisberger isn't playing well
because he's garbage.
Eli Manning isn't playing well. Maybe it's coach thing. Maybe it's factors. Maybe it's other. The league has gotten better, and the Giants haven't gotten better. It has nothing to do with Odell Beckham being the problem. I don't think that any person on this earth besides you would say that Odell Beckham is the problem.
I'm not saying he's the problem. I'm saying the system they built around him has become a problem. But okay, we're done with this.
Welcome to your first episode of 423 First Take.
We're not screaming yet, but all right. So that's gonna pretty much do it. Like I said, that was far-fetched. What do you guys think of the Leinenkugels, Oktoberfest?
I think if you take out Leinenkugels, then every beer gets better.
Oh god.
This doesn't look like a silver bullet to me.
Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah. So that's our show. Just a reminder.
These mountains aren't blue.
Go check out our previous 2 shows from the week, our Week 5 recap and our Week 6 preview. Got our starts and sits in there, as well as our first 2 beer selection episodes. So follow us on Twitter and Instagram at 423football. Like us on Facebook. Leave your comments and questions. And more important than anything, don't be greedy with your fantasy football knowledge. Share us with your friends, family, strangers, one-night stands, everyone.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening. We are the 423 Football Podcast.
I make money move.
Get drunk with your friends.